In the film 2016, I advanced what seemed to be a kind of outlandish theory about Obama, that Obama had imbibed the anti-colonial philosophy of his dad, Barack Obama Sr. And this anti-colonialism shapes Obama's worldview and helps us to predict what Obama is going to do. It not only explains what he is doing, but it allows us to foretell and anticipate things that he's going to do.
We see that Dinesh D'Souza has become a target of the Obama administration, and the guy who produced his documentary on Obama said, "I never feared my government until now." Now, this is the same guy who produced Schindler's List, and he says, "I've never had the occasion to think that I had to fear my government. I never had the thought that I had a reason to look over my shoulder until now."
In the film, we made some fairly specific predictions about Obama, and this is not a bad time to review those predictions and see if they have in fact come true.
Because why? Because Obama has been attacking the Tea Party with the IRS and with the FBI. Now he's attacking filmmakers, he's attacking political opponents, finding minor violations with his opponents while they let things like Fast and Furious and Benghazi go unaddressed.
Where he looks back at the documentary 2016, Obama's America, and looks at what he predicted would happen, and boy, oh boy, he was right on target.
Dinesh D'Souza, now a political prisoner, trying to stop the production of his film, America, coming out July 4th, to try to bring immigrants together to love liberty and the Bill of Rights, not the race pimping of the Ku Klux Klan Democratic Party.
And joining us now is a man who produced Dinesh D'Souza's documentary. I believe it was the second grossing political documentary in our country's history, is Gerald Molen, Academy Award-winning producer, the producer of Schindler's List. And Gerald, it is a pleasure and an honor to speak to you, sir.
Well, it's a pleasure to be back with you, Steve.
I appreciate that. All right. So Dinesh D'Souza, of course, has been accused by the government of giving too much money to a candidate who sought to replace Hillary Clinton. Wendy Long was the candidate, and he was under investigation, I guess, since 2013 is when he learned he was under investigation. They claim that he solicited money from other people, or told them to donate money, and then he reimbursed them.
Here it is.
The film America is a patriotic film being released in time for the 4th of July. And yet it's not a rah-rah patriotism that uncritically celebrates America. Rather, it's the patriotism that was referred to by Edmund Burke when he said, "To love our country should be lovely." And what Burke is saying is that true patriotism is loving your country not just because it's yours, but because it's good.
What's your take on this whole thing?
Well, that's what they allege. I mean, he still has his day in court.
Sure.
And I think he needs to be able to respond to the charges himself. I'm a little bit taken aback by the whole thing because he's such a great American, and of all people, he understands, the process in America, how it works. And, if in fact it's true that there is some reason there why maybe he did lend some people some money to donate to this woman, I don't know. So I should probably just, back off until we all hear all the facts on both sides of it.
Now, there has developed on the left, and this has started in the 60s, but it's now become very mainstream. It's the presumption of leftist politics, of democratic, progressive politics. It's also the presumption of the stuff that's taught in schools and colleges all around the country. The basic idea is that America is a society that is based on theft.
Have you talked to Dinesh since this announcement?
No, I have not. Not as yet.
And did you know that he was under investigation? Did he confide that in you?
I had a conference with one of my colleagues that told me about it.
And when was that? How far back was that?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday. So until then, you didn't know, like back last year, that he was under investigation, as he supposedly did.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. You talk about, I mean, you believe that there's a chance that these, after in the wake of the IRS and in the wake of the New York Times story yesterday, Gerald, where they talk about Friends of Abe, which is a group of conservative Hollywood-type people, and they've been trying to gain tax-exempt status for about 3 years now, and the IRS is demanding all kinds of things, according to the report, including the password to their computers to find their membership list. Of course, they don't want their membership made public, and right on down the line. So would it surprise you if this investigation in the first place was politically motivated based on the documentary?
America is a society based on stealing and plunder. This is the defining feature of American history. We stole the country from the Indians. It was their land, and the white man took it by force. We stole the labor of the African Americans to build the country, at least the South. We stole half of Mexico in the Mexican War. That American foreign policy today is based on plunder. Why are we in the Middle East? Obviously to take their oil. We don't intervene in places like Haiti because they don't have any oil. And capitalism, America's economic system, the free market system, is a form of theft, robbing people of what Obama calls their fair share.
No, absolutely not. If you take a look at what the IRS has been alleged to do, that there's been an ongoing investigation in Congress, or there was at least, they've been stepping all over, conservative groups, seeking that same status that have been basically been given to the progressive and liberal groups, seemingly without stopping. And Steve, the one thing that kind of interests me about this is we're talking about $20,000. We're talking about him being able to put up whatever the maximum is, and the people borrowing money from him. And yet there's nothing about a dinner party in Hollywood at $40,000 a plate going to someone. So I don't understand the whole thing.
Now, this idea that America is based on theft is never effectively answered. And in fact, many of its premises seem undeniable. Didn't we in fact take the country from the Indians? Didn't we in fact steal the labor of the blacks? And so on.
Do you worry? Did you guys worry when you made this documentary at the time? Was there any evidence or any hint that, you better watch out, you better not do it? Did you get warnings, or did you feel like you were pushing an envelope or tempting fate, if you will?
No, this is America. I've never had that feeling. I've never had the occasion to think that I had to fear my government. I've never had the thought that I had to have a reason to look over my shoulder until now.
So in this film, America, I want to take this progressive leftist critique head on. I want it to be articulated by its best spokesman, and then I want to effectively answer and debunk it. That's the central ideological question answered in the film America.
Is there a method to this madness if this was politically motivated? Does it have its successful moments?
Well, it certainly gives me reason to think about it, but no, I won't back off. Again, like I say, this is America. I should be able to at least give my opinion on things without fear of retribution or coercion, intimidation. No, I'll continue doing exactly what I'm doing.
And I know where the film's going to go. It's just going to say we're not perfect, but we've been better than others. And they're trying to replace some of the old tyrannies with new high-tech ones. And I mean, who can deny we're being conquered by the globalists? They're the new empire.
No, we're working on a project right now. It'll come out July 4th. It's titled America. And, Dinesh is such a brilliant writer and, had this idea. And I thought, gee whiz, we were so successful with 2016 Obama's America. And our interest was basically just getting out the truth and talking about America and what it might look like if America never existed, or what the world might look like.